Hello and welcome to another edition of Elections Unlocked, the show that brings you all that's happened in the battle for 2024. Now the verdict is here and it's delivered many a surprise punch. In this edition, we're going to look at what we think are 5 of the most surprising wins constituency-wise. Now many of you out there might think that a win by the relatively unknown Kishori Lal Sharma in Amethi defeating the mighty Smriti Irani was a bit of a surprise. But the truth is, remember, Amethi is a seat that the Congress has held for much of the last quarter of a century. In fact, lost it just once. Last time, remember, it was Rahul Gandhi who lost to Smriti Irani. So we've decided we won't look at Amethi because at the end of the day, Kishori Lal could well claim that he had more than an even chance. We're going to turn to constituencies that are perhaps less known and where there were surprise wins. One of them is Bashirhat in Bengal. Now, Bashirhat is a stronghold of the Trinamool Congress. But in the last few months, there was a sustained campaign by the BJP over the Sandesh Khali issue. Sandesh Khali, an island, is located within the Bashirhat constituency. And the general belief was this is where the BJP would fell the Trinamool Congress. Well, just the opposite happened. The TMC held on to its fortress, bringing for some a bit of a surprise result. Here's our ground report by Suryagni Roy explaining just why the TMC remained dominant despite Sandesh Khali.
People of Bashirhat have given a verdict that the winning Trinamool Congress hoped but wasn't confident of, while the BJP was surprised and never expected. The Prime Minister himself campaigned in this West Bengal constituency for the candidate Rekha Patra. A novice of electoral politics, Rekha Patra's only winning card was her identity as the victim of Sandesh Khali atrocities committed by a local TMC leader of Muslim community.
West Bengal is 30% Muslim, vote bank is there, and usually Mamta is the beneficiary of that Muslim vote bank. So BJP tried to consolidate the Hindu vote through Sandesh Khali.
Sandesh Khali movement hit the national headlines in Feb this year, a month before the election dates were announced. BJP grabbed it as their winning campaign only to be rejected by people.
BJP tried to make it Nandigram. That time Mamta made the movement Nandigram after Singur. And Nandigram, it was not only for Nandigram. The statewide Nandigram was the main issue against CPM. BJP tried to polarize the Bengal politics through Shahjahan. So that Shahjahan was a symbol of Muslim mafia leader, and incidentally he was Muslim.
But the campaign was trumped by voters who stood by Mamta Banerjee for not indulging in divisive politics and for her women-oriented welfare scheme, Lakshmi Bhandar.
কারণ আমাদের যা মুখ্যমন্ত্রী যেভাবে উন্নয়নের মুখ দেখাচ্ছে আমরা সেখানে তো ওনার দিকে মুখ তাকিয়ে আমরা মোটামুটি ভোটটা করার চেষ্টা করছি, কিন্তু আদার্স যে বিরোধী পার্টি তাদের তো সব কিছু দেখছি আমরা, কিন্তু আমরা আগাগোড়া টিএমসিটা করি, সেটা আমরা শাসক দল যেটা করি সেটাই আমরা দিয়েছি।
ওই যে লক্ষ্মী ভান্ডার থেকে দিয়েছে, তাছাড়া হ্যাঁ পাই।
হেল্প হয়?
ওই হয়, হ্যাঁ।
Nusrat Jahan was also a heavyweight MP of the Trinamool from Bashirhat itself. However, she was not repeated and the task was given to Haji Nurul Islam, who made sure that they sailed through this particular time when the storm was very, very high. The BJP thought that the movement of Sandesh Khali might be Waterloo of Mamta Banerjee, but that did not happen. With camera person Satyaki, this is Suryagni Roy for India Today, Bashirhat.
Now, the Ayodhya Ram Temple was seen by many as the crowning glory for the Narendra Modi government. And yet in the Faizabad Ayodhya Lok Sabha constituency in Uttar Pradesh, guess what? The BJP lost. It's defeated two-time BJP MP Lallu Singh, lost out to Samajwadi Party candidate Avdesh Pasi. What did Avdesh Pasi do to defeat Lallu Singh? Take a look how he became a first-time MP, that too from the prestigious battleground of Ayodhya.
Na Mathura, na Kashi. Ab ki baar Avdesh Pasi. The slogan worked for the Lal Topi in Faizabad. This constituency is more famous for Ram Nagri Ayodhya, yet it voted for the Samajwadi Party for the first time since 1998. BJP stalwart leader Vinay Katiyar has won it repeatedly in the past. Lalu Singh was Faizabad's chosen BJP MP for the past decade, but he lost the seat this time with a margin of more than 50,000 votes. The Ram Temple inauguration in January did not work in BJP's favour in the EVM. 65-year-old Annapurna Devi lost her utensil shop when Ram Path was being built. She got 1 lakh rupees as compensation and not a shop in exchange for the demolished one as was promised. She suffered a cardiac arrest.
मंदिर राजा बोध में सन 90 से हमारी दुकान रही। 1 लाख रुपया दे करके मेरी दुकान तोड़ दिया गया। जब से दुकान टूटी तब से हमारी हार्ट का पेशेंट हो गए। हमारे लड़का का ब्रेन हेमरेज हो गया। अब लड़का के दवाई चल रहा, हमारी भी दवाई चल रही है। तो कमाई जो है कि 1 पैसा का नहीं, ठेला भी नहीं लगाने देते हैं। बताइए हम कहाँ जाएं?
She is not alone. Many others suffered similar loss of livelihood when Ram Path was being made.
चौड़ीकरण हुआ रास्ते का, उसमें दुकान जो है हमारी तोड़ दी गई। तोड़ने के बाद प्रशासन की तरफ से कहा गया कि आपको नई दुकान दी जाएगी। कहा कि आपको दुकान के बदले दुकान मिलेगा। उसके बाद हमको दुकान भी नहीं दिए। वहाँ पे जब एक हमारा नाम आया तो हमको बुलाया गया, तो हमसे 16 लाख, 17 लाख, 20 लाख की डिमांड करते हैं। अब उतना हमारे पास पैसा है नहीं कि 20 लाख, 25 लाख दे के अपनी हम दुकान ले लें।
Local BJP workers accept the failure.
एक जो सबसे बड़ा कारण था वो कार्यकर्ताओं का निरुत्साह था। कार्यकर्ताओं में जोश की, उत्साह की कमी थी। उस तरीके से उन्होंने पार्टी के लिए काम नहीं किया जैसे पिछले चुनावों में करते थे। अब इसका कारण ये था कि उन्हें महत्व नहीं मिला, अपनी ही शासन में उन्हें महत्व नहीं मिला। यहाँ तक की शिकायतें हैं कि कार्यकर्ताओं को अपने काम के लिए रिश्वत देनी पड़ी अधिकारियों को।
Faizabad wants its right to development ensured by its MP. The onus now lies with Avdesh Pasi to deliver. With Banbir Singh in Ayodhya, Bureau Report, India Today.
Okay, let's turn to another surprise constituency win in this election. The Congress bagged Allahabad after a gap, or Prayagraj as it's now called, after a gap of 40 years. It's a bit of a surprise win in Prayagraj as the seat has been loyal to the BJP for the past decade. But part of the churning that's taken place in Uttar Pradesh saw many surprises, and Prayagraj was one of them. This time, the Congress was given the seat as part of the India bloc seat sharing formula. Muscled by the red topi or the Samajwadi Party, it was the Congress's hand that secured its win in Allahabad for the first time after 1984, when guess whom? Amitabh Bachchan had won the seat.
The last time Congress won Allahabad was in 1984. Big B was the winning candidate with a margin of nearly 2 lakhs. It was a Congress bastion then, and there was a sympathy tide in favour of Congress after the assassination of Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. And the candidate was a superstar, Amitabh Bachchan. But he quit politics in the subsequent years, and since the by-election of 1988, which VP Singh won as an independent candidate, Allahabad never again chose Congress. 2024 changed that history, and after a 4-decade of electoral drought, Congress has once again emerged victorious in Allahabad.
बीजेपी की नीयत और नीति दोनों में खोट था। खाली दिखावे के लिए उन्होंने नाम को बदला, लेकिन जो प्रयागराज को समुचित सम्मान देना चाहिए, जो प्रयागराज की गरिमा के साथ जो खिलवाड़ किया गया, जो प्रयागराज का गौरव था, उस गौरव को गिराने का काम भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने किया है। तो प्रयागराज की महान जनता ने उसका माकूल जवाब दिया है।
Congress candidate Ujjwal Raman Singh won the seat by a margin of 58,795 votes against BJP candidate Neeraj Tripathi. Incumbent BJP MP Rita Bahuguna Joshi was overlooked by the party at the time of ticket distribution. Allahabad, despite a name change to Prayagraj, seems unhappy with a decade of BJP representation from this constituency.
देखिए, प्रयागराज जो सीट है, जो इलाहाबाद सीट है, उसके हारने का कारण या जीतने का कारण कांग्रेस नहीं है। और हारने का कारण भारतीय जनता पार्टी में कुछ नहीं हुआ सिवाय इसके कि टिकट बंटवारे में थोड़ी गलती कहीं ना कहीं हुई है। ये बूथ को मैनिपुलेट कर करके ही ये चुनाव जीता गया है, जो मुझे लगता है।
युवाओं ने क्या किए हैं? कुछ तो नहीं किए। कोई बेरोजगार है, सब तो बेरोजगार बैठे हैं, हम खुद ही बैठे हैं बेरोजगार। कोई सीटें नहीं है, जो भी आ रहा है पेपर लीक, जो भी पेपर आ रहा है सब लीक। यही वजह है भाई, बीजेपी हारेगी, जाहिर सी बात है।
ये जीत तो निश्चित रूप से कांग्रेस के लिए महत्वपूर्ण है, लेकिन मेरा अपना मानना यह है कि कांग्रेस की जीत से बड़ी जीत यह गठबंधन की है। इन तीन कम्युनिस्ट उम्मीदवारों के खिलाफ थी, इसको सभी स्वीकार करते हैं। अगर आप ये निर्भर रहेंगे कि मोदी जी के नाम पर आप चुनाव जीत जाएंगे, तो संभव है नहीं।
51-year-old Ujjwal Raman Singh is a son of Samajwadi Party's stalwart leader and two-time MP from the Allahabad seat, Revati Raman Singh. He has been an MLA from the Karchana seat of Prayagraj district for the Lal Topi. After the Allahabad seat was given to the Congress under the India bloc, Singh left the SP and joined the Congress. He was eventually announced as the candidate from Allahabad for the Hand, a decision that has reaped good dividends for the alliance and the party. Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, over the years, many people believe that Kerala has been a bridge too far for the BJP. The truth is, the Saffron Brigade has never won a Lok Sabha seat from Kerala. That's changed because in this election, the BJP scored a historic triumph, its first ever victory in Kerala. 2024 saw Thrissur become a BJP blooming lotus in Kerala for the first time in the cultural capital of the state. The winner, Suresh Gopi. What did he do? Take a look.
A grand celebratory roadshow was how Suresh Gopi thanked his voters and party workers for his surprise win. The actor turned politician made the lotus bloom for the first time in Kerala. It was his second electoral attempt, and much like what Smriti Irani did in Amethi after 2014 win, Suresh Gopi remained in Thrissur and worked for the people. On 4th June, he reaped dividends for his 5-year labour.
There's considerable decrease in the lefts and the Congress vote share. Like, how did this happen? How did you manage to get such a strong lead? Is this something that the Congress...
I don't know. It's a magic. The magic of the voters. The voters have done magic to my life, to my political life, which will be transacted into their benefits. I'm sure about it.
സുരേഷ് ഗോപി ജയിച്ച് നല്ലൊരു മന്ത്രിയാവണമെന്നുള്ള പ്രാർത്ഥനയാണ് എനിക്കുള്ളത്. ഞങ്ങളുടെ മക്കളും എല്ലാവരും ഇതിൽ തന്നെയാണ് വോട്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ളത്. സുരേഷ് ഗോപിയെ കൊണ്ട് ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് സഹായം കിട്ടുമെന്നുള്ള പ്രതീക്ഷയാണ് ഞങ്ങൾ കണ്ടുവരുന്നത്.
കേരളത്തിലെ ജനങ്ങൾ വളരെയധികം മാറി ചിന്തിച്ച് തുടങ്ങിയിട്ടുണ്ട്, പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് തൃശ്ശൂർക്കാർ. സുരേഷ് ഗോപിയിൽ നിന്ന് നല്ലൊരു ഭരണവും നല്ലൊരു വികസനവും പ്രതീക്ഷിച്ചുകൊണ്ടാണ് അദ്ദേഹത്തിന് വോട്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ളത്. ഞാൻ അദ്ദേഹത്തിന് വോട്ട് ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ള ആളാണ്.
കുറേ കാലമായിട്ട് ആൾ ചോദിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന ഒരു മണ്ഡലമാണ്. വളരെ സന്തോഷം. ആൾക്ക് എന്താ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റണമെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ചെയ്യട്ടെ. വികസനം ജാതി മതം ഇല്ലാതെ എന്ത് കാര്യം ചെയ്യുമെന്നാണ് ആൾ പറഞ്ഞേക്കണത്. ഇപ്പോൾ മറ്റുള്ള രാഷ്ട്രീയ പാർട്ടികളെ പോലെ വേണമെന്നില്ലല്ലോ ആൾക്ക്.
Since 1999, Thrissur has alternatively voted for CPI and Congress. In fact, since 1952, these are the only two parties that have ever been chosen by Thrissur, all that changed in 2024.
One is a consistent effort put in by Suresh Gopi by basing in Thrissur for the last 5 years, ever since he lost the 2019 elections. Beyond the political votes, Suresh Gopi's personal, charisma and, personal work that he put in also must have helped a lot.
Now, this huge victory and the progress the BJP has made in Kerala leaves a lot of factors for the CPIM and Congress to look into as the state gears up for the very important local body polls next year. With video journalist Tinku Rajshekhar, Shubhimol KG for India Today from Thiruvananthapuram.
Okay, let's turn from there to another surprise victory and more joy for the BJP in this election, and that came from Odisha, where the Odisha Assembly has been a surprise that many might not have predicted. Naveen Patnaik, or Naveen Babu, has been the most popular Chief Minister of the country repeatedly in different surveys. He's never lost an election in almost a quarter of a century. Well, that was till 2024. This time, Naveen Patnaik fought from 2 seats. He lost one and could barely win the other. The BJD's loss in 11 seats out of 13 in its bastion of Ganjam district tells the tale perfectly. Piyush Mishra brings you this ground report from Odisha.
Ganjam district in Odisha has been a BJD bastion for decades now. The Lotus not only infiltrated it by winning 11 out of the 13 assembly seats, it has defeated the BJD in the 2 Lok Sabha seats the district offers. One of the 2 wins for the BJD in assembly seats in Ganjam was registered by the party supremo himself. Naveen Babu never lost an electoral battle till 2024. His election journey starts from Ganjam district's Aska Lok Sabha constituency in the late 90s. This year, after 24 years of being Chief Minister of Odisha, Naveen Patnaik was shaky, and like many leaders, he chose to contest from 2 seats. Hinjali in Ganjam district and Kantabanji from Polangir district. Hinjali he won but lost Kantabanji. It's a classic tale of how anti-incumbency defeats the mighty.
आज के डेट में 20% जो युवक शिक्षित है होने के बावजूद भी उड़ीसा में काम नहीं है, इसलिए जो बाहर स्टेट में चूज करते हो बाहर जाते हैं और इस रूप से हम बदलाव किया है।
26 साल का गवर्नमेंट में एक भी फैक्ट्री हमारा गंजाम में हो नहीं पाया। एक गंजाम का बात छोड़िए, सारा उड़ीसा में एक भी फैक्ट्री नवीन जी ने बना नहीं पाया।
कहाँ है रोजगार? अगर रोजगार होता तो हम दादन क्यों जाते हैं? सूरत 30 साल हो गया सूरत में।
बाहर डेवलपमेंट हो रहा है, अपने उधर डेवलपमेंट नहीं हो रहा है। इसके वजह से सब लोग सोचे कि इस बार इसको देखे कि डेवलपमेंट हो जाएगा।
The tide turned against the BJD in Ganjam district after the death of local BJP worker Dilip Pahana in May 2024. He had switched allegiance from the BJD to BJP in the run-up to the election. His family still shudders from the shock of his brutal killing.
40 आदमी आके पूरा मेरे सब परिवार को, मेरा परिवार से पूरा सब आदमी को अटैक किया। अटैक करके वो सब झगड़ा झाटी करके मेरा लड़का को मार दिया सर। वो और कुछ नहीं है, वो बीजेडी में था, मैं बीजेपी में आ गया तो पार्टी पॉलिटिकल के करके ऐसे भी मार दिया सर।
दिलीप पहले बीजेडी में था, बीजेपी आएगा तो वो साला दैतरी बेहरा का वो इनको पूरा नील कर दो, हटा दो, मार दो।
Odisha has for the first time chosen the BJP and rejected Naveen Babu and his politics after more than 2 decades. Overconfidence in VK Pandian, as Naveen Patnaik's political heir many believe had spelt his doom.
देखिए, पांडियन जिस तरह से उड़ीसा को चला रहा था, लोगों ने उसको डिनाई किया। उनका एजेंडा था, प्रोपेगेंडा था कि उड़िया को डोमिनेट करके उनका वो अपना ग्रोथ करना है, वो जो सरकार का जो पावर है वो अपने हाथ में लेना है।
Despite forming government multiple times, Naveen Patnaik could not perform in the sectors like education, health, unemployment, agriculture, irrigation. Now that the people of Odisha have given a huge mandate to BJP, responsibility lies on the shoulders of Bharatiya Janata Party to run a smooth double engine ki sarkar. With video journalist Jagannath, I am Piyush Mishra in Bhubaneswar for India Today.
And that's about all that we could pack in this special edition of Elections Unlocked.